All right, hello, Washington Eagles. It is Thursday, April 30th. We made it to the last day of April. I don't know about you, but this month has lasted forever and a day. So it is math time, and we are going to be talking about equivalent fractions. So, now remember, this is our denominator. This is our numerator. All right, let's talk about equivalent fractions. Okay, let's just do it. Okay, so here we have. Okay, remember this is our whole, and this is the parts of the whole. Okay, so we have two whole or two parts that will equal a whole. Okay, I think I said that right. So how many parts of this 2 is shaded in? 1. So we have 1/2. One part of 2 is shaded. All right, so let's look at this one. How many parts do we have to this whole? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 will be our denominator, okay? How many parts are shaded in? 3. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3/6. We have 3 parts shaded out of 6, okay? Okay, I want you to think about that. These two are equivalent. These are equivalent fractions. 1/2 is equal to 3/6, okay? So let's look at this one. I'll explain a little bit more in a minute. Let's look at this one. 2/3 is going to be equal to 4/6. Okay? So how many parts do we have to our whole? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 parts to our whole, so that's our denominator. How many parts do we have in this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 parts to our whole, so our denominator is going to be 6. How many parts are shaded in on our 3? Our 3 is a denominator. We have 2. 1, 2. So 2/3. How many parts do we have shaded in our 6th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4/6. Okay? These are equivalent to each other. 2/3 is equal to 4/6. Now, one way that we can get to an equivalent fraction, so what we do to equivalent fractions is we need to multiply. Okay, that's how we make equivalent fractions, and it's quite simple. So what you have to do is you have to multiply one number to not only the numerator, but then to the denominator too, because what you do to the top, you usually have to do to the bottom, right? All right, so let me show you. So to get to this equivalent fraction, we're going to think times 3. So since we already have this answer, we got to think, okay, 1 times what is 3? 2 times what is 3? Well, since what you do to the numerator, you have to do to the denominator, then you should figure that out pretty quickly. So we're going to do times 3 times 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. That's how you know it's an equivalent fraction. Can you use any number? Of course, you can do any number. So you can say 1/4 as long as you multiply by the same number in your numerator and your denominator. So let's do 4. So 1 times 4 is 4, and 4 times 4 is 16. So 1/4 is equivalent to 4/16. I actually meant to do 1/2, so my bad, sorry. But we'll still do it. Here we go. We're still going to do 4. Because it doesn't matter as long as those numbers are the same that you multiply by. It will be an equivalent fraction. So 1 times 4 is 4, and 2 times 4 is 8. So 1/2, 3/6, 4/8. Those are all equivalent fractions. Okay? Okay, well, let's keep it moving. All right, so again, we can look at this and we can think of it as a multiplication problem. Okay? So we have 2/3 is equivalent to 4/6. And since we drew a picture, and I did my best to make them look equal, but so we can kind of look at this picture and go, oh yeah, they do look like they're equal. Even though there are more parts to this, it's still worth the same. It's still 6/6 is still 1. 2/2 is still 1. It's still just worth 1, okay? So 2/3. Well, what times 2 is 4? It has to be the same number. So 3 times what is 6? So 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 3 is 6. Okay? That's how you make equivalent fractions. Okay? That's all it is. Let's make an equivalent fraction for 4/6. Again, it just needs to be something that you multiply from the top to the bottom. It could be anything. It could be 5. So times 5 times 5. So 4 times 5 is 20, and 6 times 5 is 30. 4/6 is equivalent to 20 over 30. Let's try another one. Let's try times 3. Here we go. 3 times 4 is 12, and 6 times 3 is 18. 4/6 is equivalent to 12/18. And we can draw a picture if we really wanted to. So here's our 4/6. Let's draw our 12/18. These little slots are going to be small. So I'll do my best, okay? I'll do my best to make 18 out of this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I gotta squeeze in another number right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, I gotta squeeze in something else. Okay, so we're gonna squeeze one in right there. Okay. Okay, so now let's shade in 12/18. Hopefully it'll be very close to the 4/6. So here's 1. It's really hard to see that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holy smokes. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, it goes a little bit past. But as you can see, they're very close. 4/6 and 12/8 are equivalent. Now, if that were imperfect, then those would totally line up together. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay. Here we go. We're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that will make 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, here's the 10. Okay, so our denominator is going to be 10. Okay, because we have 10 parts to a whole. So this is our whole, and we just divided it into 10 parts. Okay, so, and we're going to shade in 6 parts. Okay, we're going to make 6/10. Okay, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's our 6/10. Okay. So let's find an equivalent fraction for 6/10. Let's see. Well, gosh darn. I probably should have chosen a smaller number, but that's okay. All right, so, yeah, because I'm not sure I can divide that into like 30 parts. Those would be teeny tiny. So maybe we could do, I don't think we can even do 20. So whatever we do, we're going to say times 2 times 2. 6/10, so 6 times 2 is 12, and 10 times 2 is 20. So 6/10 is equivalent to 12/20. Okay? I don't think I can honestly draw 20 tiny little parts. Okay? You just got to take my word for it. So here's what we're going to do. I see how they kind of divided that up. So we're going to say 2/5 is equivalent to what over 10? So if we don't know what this numerator is, well, what are we going to do? Well, we know this. Well, what times 5 is 10? 2. 2 times 5 is 10. And so what we do in the denominator, we have to do in the numerator. So we're going to say times 2. So 2 times 4 is 10. Or 2 times 2 is 4. And so we get 4/10. Okay? So how can we draw this out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to try to. So now we have 10. And here we have our 5. I tried to make it even. Let's shade in our 2. So here's our 2/5. And how many parts are we going to shade in here? We're going to shade in 4. So as you can see, those look pretty equal. So 2/5 is equivalent to 4/10. Okay. And you can draw the same thing on a number line. Maybe that would have, I don't know. You can still do the same thing on a number line. You can draw a number line and then just divide it up. Just make sure you have those 5 parts and the 10 parts, and then just hop, and they should fall on the same line or very close to it, because I know it's hard to draw these things out. All right, so here's what I want y'all to do. So for tomorrow, let's see, we're going to do, I want you to do 3/6 is equivalent to 6 over what? Okay, I want to know what the denominator is. If you need, again, just think, well, what times 3 is 6? What times 3 is 6? 2 times 3 is 6, and what you do in the numerator, you have to do in the denominator. So 6 times 2 is 12. So 3/6 is equivalent to 6/12. All right, friends, go outside, have some fun. I'll see you tomorrow. It's Friday, and it's May 1st. We're finally done with April. All right, stay safe. Love you guys. Bye.